All right, let's get right into it. If you've ever found yourself staring at your Zoho CRM, just completely baffled about why that super important call you just made with MyOperator has vanished into thin air, well, you're definitely in the right place. It's probably one of the most common headaches with this integration, but you know what? The fix is usually way simpler than you'd think. In this explainer, we're going to follow the data and crack this case together. I mean, this is the big question, right? It's the whole reason you're here. You've got these two really powerful systems, and they're supposed to be talking to each other seamlessly. But somewhere along the line, the message is just getting lost. Is it a setting you messed? An expired token? Some weird workflow? Don't worry, we're going to walk through every single possibility, step by step, and find the culprit. So, I want you to think of this as a little digital investigation. Every single call leaves behind a data trail, and when that trail goes cold, we just need to retrace our steps. We'll start by looking at how it's supposed to work, the ideal scenario. Then we'll dive into all the common breakdown points and figure out exactly where your data is getting stuck. First things first, before we can even begin to fix what's broken, we have to understand what a perfect, flawless connection actually looks like. Let's get that baseline established. The logic here is actually super straightforward. When a call happens in MyOperator, doesn't matter if it's inbound or outbound, it immediately pushes that call's data over to Zoho. Then Zoho kind of plays matchmaker. It quickly scans through all your records, your leads, your contacts, whatever you've got. If it finds a phone number that matches, boom, the call gets logged right there on that record. And if it comes up empty, no problem. MyOperator is smart enough to just create a brand new record and then log the call. See? Simple, effective, automatic, that's the goal. Now, that perfect connection we just talked about, it doesn't just happen by magic. It's all built on a really solid 5-step foundation. And honestly, getting this set up right from the get-go is like 90% of the battle. So let's go through the blueprint for a perfect integration. Okay, let's break down how this is built. First, inside MyOperator, you have to flick the switch on the after-call webhook. Think of this as the starting pistol. It tells MyOperator, hey, send the data now. Second, you pop over to the Zoho Marketplace, install the MyOperator app, and authorize it. This creates the secure handshake, the secret password between the two systems. Third, you map your fields. This is just you telling MyOperator exactly where to put all that juicy call data inside Zoho. Fourth, and this is a big one, you guys, you have to enable Phone Bridge in Zoho's telephony settings. So important. And last but not least, place a quick test call. If that call pops up in Zoho in, say, 5 seconds, you're golden. So, you've gone through the 5-step setup, you've double-checked everything, but calls are still going missing. Okay, no panic. This is where our detective work really kicks into gear. Let's start investigating the usual suspects. Let's start with culprit number 1. And you would be amazed at how often this is the simple solution. If your telephony channel is offline in Zoho, it's basically like you've locked the front door and pulled down the shades. MyOperator can knock all day long, but Zoho isn't going to hear it. The fix? Just go into your Zoho settings, click on telephony, and make sure that Phone Bridge is enabled. Seriously, check this first. All right, suspect number 2 is that dreaded invalid OAuth token error. This is just a fancy way of your system telling you that the security pass is expired. It almost always happens when a Zoho admin changes their password, which automatically revokes the old token. The fix is just as simple. Hop back into MyOperator's integration settings and just hit re-authenticate. That's it. You're just issuing a new valid security pass. Now, this one's a little more subtle. The call is getting logged, hooray, but it's getting attached to the wrong person's record. This isn't a connection problem, it's a logic problem. And the root cause is almost always your choice of dial mode and MyOperator. And believe me, this is a really critical choice you have to make. Okay, this is a really crucial concept to get your head around. The way you tell MyOperator to hand out calls has a direct impact on your data's accuracy in Zoho. It's a classic trade-off. Do you want speed or do you want reliability? Let's break this down. This table really lays it all out perfectly. Look at balanced mode up top. It gets a full 5 stars for accuracy. Why? Because it ensures calls are distributed evenly and, most importantly, it maps them to the correct owner every time. Serial-wise is also super reliable. But as you move down to customer first and especially parallel, you see that accuracy just plummets. These modes are all about speed. They're designed to connect a customer to any available agent as fast as humanly possible. The system doesn't have time to worry about who the right owner is, so the logging gets mismatched or just fails completely. Let this one sink in for a second. If having clean, accurate data in your CRM is a top priority, and let's be real, it should be, then choosing a faster, less accurate dial mode is a huge risk. You might be answering calls a split second faster, but you're creating a data mess that's going to take hours to clean up later. So, what if you've checked your setup, your token is good, you're using balanced mode, but things are still not working right? Okay, now we have to dig a little deeper and look at some of the less common, but just as frustrating edge cases. Here's a quick checklist of some other culprits to look out for. First, Zoho has a search order. It looks for leads first, then contacts, then tickets. So if you have a duplicate number across those modules, it can get confused. Second, if you're making a ton of calls, you might be hitting your Zoho API limit, which can delay or even drop logs. Third, make sure you're not trying to connect your live phone system to a test or sandbox version of Zoho. That's a mismatch that will always fail. And finally, just double check that a mandatory field, like the phone field itself, wasn't accidentally deleted from your mapping. When you really boil it all down, it comes back to two fundamental things. First, a meticulous, correct, 5-step setup that creates a rock-solid foundation. And second, choosing the dial mode that's actually right for your business, consciously balancing that need for speed with the need for data accuracy. Get those two pillars right, and this integration will work for you, not against you. So I'll just leave you with this final question to think about for your own setup. Is your system configured for speed or for accuracy? Did you intentionally choose your dialed mode, or did you just leave it on the default setting? When you look at your business goals, what's really more important? Connecting a call a fraction of a second faster, or making sure that every single customer interaction is logged perfectly in your CRM? The answer to that question will tell you exactly how you should have things configured.